Hey guys, welcome back to a new tips and tricks video for recording. The reason I'm doing is because last time I forgot to tell a few things, especially as I learned new things along the way from other stimmers, and I have got some more experience now with recording myself. So I would like to share these with you in this video. So for today I'm going to use this character, my new wolf, so I hope you like her. And well, I hope this video will be helpful for you. What I would advise before watching this video is to check out the other tips and tricks video, because otherwise you're quite much missing out on a lot. If you already have watched that, just fine, you can just continue watching now. But the link is in the description, so make sure to check it out if you haven't yet. So for the program of today, like what are we going to teach you? There's a simple and real small basic thing that I forgot to tell, so I will do that first. We're going to explain how to work with slow motion viz, because it's a certain cheat and it could be really helpful when you're recording in Sims 3. A question I get a lot: how to use more than 6 dogs or order pads at one place, and there are more options for it, so I'll show them both. And special interactions, like you got some interactions you can only do with a sim and a dog, but how can you do that without the sim showing up in your game? Or like when you're recording, how can you get the sim away so you do not see the sim and you can make the dog do that certain interaction you want? So there's one basic thing I forgot to tell you in the first tips and tricks video I made. As explained back then, with tab modus you can use W, E, S, D and Q to move around your character, but there's one we forgot. It's the E button. The E button has the same function as the Q button, but with Q you can move down, and the difference with the E is that you can move up around your character. You probably figured it out, but in case you didn't, then here you go. So Q is down, E is up. And the orders you can check out on the old video if you haven't watched it yet. I would advise you to do that anyway. So now we explained that basic thingy. There's a more advanced cheat, which I didn't know about yet when I was making the first video. It is called slow motion viz, and it's a cheat which makes your game go in slow motion. Don't worry, it's not a virus, it's not going to make your game crash. It just makes the animations go slower in any pace you want, from 1 to 10 I believe. Maybe 12, but at some point it won't like go further. So you cannot keep clicking all the buttons like slow motion viz 100 or whatever, that's not possible, but it's still a very nice option to use. You can use it for animations, for example, but you can also use it for walking, running, whatever you want, in case you just, well, in case your character just goes too fast. I will first show an option with an animation. We'll use this one for a bit. So this is the normal speed. If my game didn't lag like that. So this is the normal speed which the character will make. If you then open the cheat bar and type in slow motion viz, for example 2. You see it goes a little bit slower, but a better example is slow motion viz 6. Now the character goes way slower and you can take all your time to go to another angle or whatever. It's very useful in my opinion, and you can make it go even slower. I can advise, or at least I can say that it doesn't always work out so well. Because sometimes it just starts doing that. It makes me kind of cringe, but if you really need it very slow, then it works out. But oh, my game doesn't really like that. See, it goes so slow. I don't think you ever need 10 or 9. This is really the slowest I've ever used. Look at the face! But yeah, that's kind of how I can explain it. I will show an example of the walking and running too, but then you get the idea of it. Oh yeah, if you want to put it off, then simply press pause and just press pause off again. Then it goes on normal speed. So no, your game isn't stuck on that stupid slow motion video. Okay, so if you want to make a run or something, it works the exact same. You can use whatever you want for speed. I would recommend using 5, 6 or 7. But for now we'll go with 6. Well, you will right away get a walking along to it. So as you can see, it helps a lot, and you don't need to do it in your editor anymore, and you can choose a lot of speeds. And it just looks, well, it looks pretty awesome to me. So yeah, that's about slow motion viz. Now we're gonna continue with the rest of the options. So next, it's something I have been asked about quite a lot of times, and it's about how to use more than 6 docks or order pads at one place at the same time. You saw an example in BOER and in my eyes with the classrooms, like there were more than 6 classmates in the same room at the same time. And there are 2 options for it. One is with mods and one is without mods. So it all depends if you use mods in general, if you want to use more mods or are able to use more mods. And there are more things you need to keep in touch with, but I will mention it in the video once we get there. And I will put in the description under the download links for those mods. So first, the non-mod version. What you definitely need is a few houses so you can put your households in there. For example, I put 2 houses here. This one was too expensive, so I took another one. We're putting this one there now, and another family. Or household, whatever you want to call them. This could take just a bit. Alright, and then we put another household. Okay, which one shall we take for now? I don't know. Oh, well, this is a good example because there are a lot of dogs there too. Alright, so we're taking that one. Alright, so for example, we would want all these dogs from these 2 households at this place right here. First thing you do is you go to one of the households. You take the, oh, well, I took another one, but whatever. It's just this example spot. You don't, it doesn't matter what you use actually, just, yeah, it's just as an example. These are actually 5, but they all come more, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so these are here now. Well, we also want the order family in here. So we're going to take these 2, but before we do, there's one important thing you need to know. These dogs have an automatic autonomy when you go into another game or like another household. So it's important that you make sure they can stay here and that they don't move. What you can use for that are animations, and for example, you can use anything. You could also use loyal pet and all these kind of traits, but you can also use one which I find very useful is just breathe, and they just stand and breathe. I mean, yeah, I often use that one. You put it on all the dogs, not just one. And there you go. Oh, I think I took another wrong one for her. Oops, sorry for the speed. I killed you. There. Now they're all standing and breathing, nothing else while they're looking around, but they will stay on the spot. So then you can go to your other household. If the game lets me? Question mark. Thank you. You can use as many households as you want for this, but I think at some point your game might start lagging. But just to be clear, it is an option if you want. Alright, so we're taking all the random dogs to there. And we put all of them here. I even gave them random names, oh my god. So, I don't know who is who. Slowpokes. I'm still missing one. Oh well, whatever. Oh, there he is. Okay, so now I got all dogs at one place at the same time. So what is important, if you switch household, make sure that the other ones have an animation or a pose. Poses work too, because then they absolutely don't move. So yeah, whatever works better for you, but this is how you get more dogs at the same time at the same place. The only bad thing about it, as I said, you need to use animations to make them stay, because they will just run off if you don't, at some point. What you could do, if you make them all very tired in the bar here, if you just drag down that bar, then they could eventually stay laying for a bit, but at some point they will still stand up and start doing whatever they want to do. They eventually, jeez, I hate that word. Eventually they go home or something, so that doesn't really help. So this is kind of how you do it, but you can only control these dogs and not these. So that's one way to do it. Now I'm going to show you the version with mods. Alright, so I started using this recently, but I find this option way more useful and helpful with recording than the option without mods. So if you consider using it, I would really recommend it. It's called NREES and Mastercontroller. Technically seen, they work together. So you need to install them both to make this work as it works on my game. But basically what they do is they make you able to place more than 6 dogs or pets or sims, I don't know how many sims you can have, in one household. So for example, there are 5 in here and I want to place another 5, which is usually not possible. It will still show the red around here and the gray at the icon, but if you click here, it takes a while in the mod, you can still add them together. So that's the funny thing about it. If you go back now, oh wait, I didn't click down so well. What the heck, why do I get this entire explanation again? Sorry about that, my laptop had an update with Windows and it threw out all my settings of Sims 3 and other things, so that was really annoying. Anyway, as you can see, I got a bunch of dogs now and I can control them all at once. It doesn't matter what I do, they will just do whatever I want and their autonomy is off, so they won't run away or whatever. So that's really useful. And a few things you need to keep in touch with though when using it is that your game can start lagging a bit because there are so many dogs and some computers just can't handle it, or laptops, whatever device you use. And yeah, I heard it can start lagging, but also it can start freezing. Eventually it can start crashing apparently. I haven't experienced it yet. I'm not using it yet fully. I just tried it out if it worked. I used it for Fearless last time. But yeah, I just want you to know that before starting to use it or considering to use it, because your laptop needs to be able to run Sims 3 fine, just with all mods, but then this one is quite a heavy one. So then you know that, but as you can see, I got them all here. I don't know what is the limit on it, like how many you can use, but at least this works. So if you ever consider using it, it's really helpful, and well, it's a lot easier than to be needing to put all these animations on the dock just to get them to stay and such. So I hope this helps for you. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to be explaining today is how to do the special interactions with Sim and Dog, or in this case Wolf, but then without the Sim in your recording. So, for example, we'll use one which many people ask me about when they saw it in my videos. I don't know what it's called in English, make fun, have fun, I don't know. It's the option with playing with the squeaky ball toy. I think you all recognize this one. So what you do after, you need to put on the cheat move objects on. Then you go to building modus. You move the sim away. I don't know to where, but somewhere over the rainbow. And you put the dog wherever you want it to be. Then you go back to the gameplay. And the result is this. No sim buffering you, and you can just record the dog jumping on like crazy. In this case, Wolf. It works as long as the animation is, or while the interaction is going on. So once it stops, then the sim will be all the way there, and your dog will all the way here, but they will just stop doing it. So it's just a normal interaction, but then without the sim here, I think he's just jumping around like crazy there. As you can see. So that's kind of how it works. It works with any animation interaction which you use. So it doesn't really matter. You can also use another one. I will give an example. A nice example is the groaning one, because if you make dog growl to a human, or in this case Sim, then it will last longer with groaning than when you make it grow to a dog. Because with a dog it lasts really short, and if you use this, what a macho. If you use this, then it will grow way longer. So if you then put Sim away, it will be growing a lot longer. If you use the motion viz, will of course last even longer. But you get the idea of it. I hope this video helped you out, and if you have any other questions about recording or need more tips and tricks, you can ask below, and eventually, if many people ask, I'll make another video, because I'm human and I can forget things at times. But I really hope this was helpful, and well, yeah, I wish you best of luck with recording in Sims 3 and making your own series. Bye bye!